Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a thriller film, The Happening. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins at Central Park at 8 in the morning. Two blonde girls are enjoying the bright weather with the other people in the park. A strong wind hits the park, causing the tree branches to sway. Suddenly, one of the blonde girls hears a scream not far from them. Then she hears another scream, and when she looks back at the people in the park, all of them are in a frozen position. The blonde girl calls her friend, but the friend is acting strange. Instead of answering the blonde girl, the friend takes the hair stick from her hair and stabs herself in the neck. The friend looks at nowhere, without any sign of pain as she squishes the stick, making it go deeper into her neck. Meanwhile, at a construction site near Central Park, some workers take their break while talking to each other. Suddenly, one of the workers on the building falls, and soon after, more workers fall onto the ground. The foreman looks up at the remaining workers, intentionally walking to the edge of the unfinished building and killing themselves. The foreman is in tears as he watches the workers fall onto the ground one by one. On the other hand, a high school science teacher is holding an interactive discussion with his students. Suddenly, the vice principal of the school interrupts the lesson. The vice principal accompanies a teacher to the auditorium, where all the other teachers gather around to listen to the school's principal. The principal informs everyone that there seem to be terrorists who released an airborne chemical toxin around Central Park. The authorities say to watch for the signs of rambling speech, followed by physical disorientation and loss of direction. And then the signs are followed by the last phase of fatal and inevitable death. The principal instructs the teachers to stop the classes and dismiss the students. After the students leave the classrooms, the teacher's close colleague, short-named best friend, convinces the teacher to come with him on a train out of Philadelphia. The best friend gets home to take his wife and daughter, while the teacher gets home to his wife. The teacher's wife is watching the news about the evacuation of New York City. It also says that the new neurotoxin causes self-damaging and catastrophic effects. At the train station, the passengers listen to the report about the neurotoxin, quickly spreading throughout the New York metropolitan area. After that, the teacher with his wife and the best friend with his daughter get on the train. Meanwhile, the best friend's wife is stuck in traffic because she is shopping, but she says she will get on the next train to meet her family. Meanwhile, the eastern state has also been affected by this happening. Not long after, the people on the train receive the devastating news. Chattering envelopes the train as people contact their relatives and loved ones who live in the east. The best friend's wife is safe, but her bus is headed to the east. Moments later, the passengers receive news that the northern state has also been affected. Moments after that, the train suddenly stops at a small town. Everyone is confused, while the teacher talks to the operators. The teacher insists on knowing what happened, so the operators inform him that they need to stop because they lost all radio contact. After a while, the confused passengers settle in a small bistro to eat. The people wait for hours before watching a news report updating the citizens about the happening. The government is now unsure if the happening is a terrorist attack because of the surpassing death numbers. The happening is limited only to the northeast, where smaller towns are attacked, and the passengers from the train are at the center of the said attacks. Suddenly, the power goes out, cutting electricity and water supply. The people immediately go to their vehicles, driving away from the center of the attack. Some people refuse to offer a ride, but luckily a landscape gardener offers his car to the teacher and his wife. The best friend informs the teacher that he lost contact with his wife 2 hours ago, so the best friend has no choice but to leave his daughter to the teacher. The best friend rides with strangers to find his wife. The gardener thinks that the plants released chemicals and have developed a defense mechanism against humans, consisting of an airborne toxin that stimulates a chemical in the human mind, and that causes humans to voluntarily kill themselves. Meanwhile, the best friend arrives at the current city of his wife, and he witnesses a traumatizing event. In broad daylight, road workers are dead, hanging at the tree branches. The best friend instructs the strangers to close every vent in the car, so the wind would not go inside. However, there is a small opening at the vehicle's top, and only the best friend sees this. The best friend remains calm and does not say a thing to strangers to avoid causing panic. Seconds later, the car crashes right onto a tree, killing the passengers. Severely wounded, the best friend gets out of the car, and he sits in the middle of the road. Shortly after, he kills himself by slashing his wrist with broken glass. Back at the teacher, the group tries to find routes with no affected victims, but fails. Instead, they meet a private soldier from the army site and other survivors from the road. Many bodies lie in the middle of the routes, meaning they all have been affected. Moments later, the survivors clamor around a woman talking to her daughter in the next city. At first, the phone call seems okay, but suddenly the woman's daughter speaks in disorganized speech. The next thing they hear is the breaking of the glass and the gushing of the wind. The teacher walks away from the scene and sits on the grass. The best friend's kid follows him, and the teacher delivers the heartbreaking news that her parents are possibly dead. The kid falls asleep after crying, while the teacher talks to the private soldier. The private soldier calls the attention of everyone and informs them that they are in the area of the attack. The private soldier also shares a plan to travel to a small safe town, where there is no specific population to wait for all the happenings to be over. The survivors group themselves into two groups. The teacher is with his wife, and the kid is in the smaller group, while the gardener is with the private soldier and other survivors in the bigger group. The teacher's group is ahead of the private soldier's group, when suddenly, a strong wind breeze makes the plants sway towards the private soldier's group. The teacher's group hears 3 loud gunshots from behind and realizes that the other group's intoxicated. The teacher realizes that the gardener is correct that the plants release toxins that make humans kill themselves. The teacher thinks that the plants will target a more extensive group because they believe it is a significant threat. As expected, a strong wind starts to go to the teacher's group, so the teacher quickly informs them to break into smaller groups. The wind follows the group as they run, but the teacher's strategy is just right because nothing happens to the group. The teacher, with his wife and the kid, teams up with 2 teenage boys. The team sees a model house nearby, so they get inside it in the meantime. The teacher looks for a map and tries to find the least populated place for them to be safe. After searching for the small safe town on a local map, the group quickly leaves the site, as more people will be in the house. Moments after, as expected, the teacher's group sees 2 hordes of people coming to the model house. The teacher instructs his group to run, as he watches the people get affected by the toxin and kill themselves. After that, the group finds a radio outside, but the radio loses signal seconds later. The group continues to walk until they eventually find a barricaded house. The teacher and the boys kindly ask for food, but the man inside the house declines them. Pissed off, the teenage boys try to break in, despite a warning from the house owner. Then the rude man suddenly opens the door and points his shotgun at one of the boys. The teacher yells at the man to stop, but it is too late because the man has already shot the boy. Still, the rude man executes the other boy, and he shoots the boy right in the head. The daughter runs away, and the teacher with his wife quickly follows her. Meanwhile, other citizens of the country attentively listen to the news. Following that, the teacher with his wife and the kid wanders the countryside, and they see an abandoned house. The teacher walks towards the home, where he meets the house owner, an old lady. The old lady displays odd behavior to her guests upon meeting them. Offering them food and shelter is just out of the social convention. The old lady informs them of a spring house in the back, with a speaking tube under the main house's ground. It makes communication easier, despite being in different places. The kid tries to take the food off a plate, and the old lady rudely taps the kid's hand away. After dinner, the old lady informs them about the guest room and leaves. Following that, the kid quickly falls asleep because of severe tiredness. However, the teacher and his wife are still awake, so they talk about the rude behavior of the old lady towards them. Suddenly, they hear a creaking sound outside the room, so the teacher walks towards it, only to find the old lady standing there. The old lady says she hears the couple whispering and thinks they have bad intentions. The teacher tries to explain, but the old lady refuses to listen and walks away. The following day, the teacher wakes up and sees his wife and the kid are not on the bed. The teacher looks for the old lady to ask her about his wife and the kid. The teacher knocks on an open room, calling the old lady, but no one answers him. The teacher gets inside and sees a creep doll lying on the bed instead of the old lady. The old lady comes out of nowhere, angrily accusing the teacher of stealing from her. The teacher denies the accusation and tries to explain, but the old lady instructs him to leave. Furious, the old lady goes outside, so the teacher follows her to explain again. However, the old lady suddenly acts strange as the wind gushes by. The teacher realizes that the toxin targets individuals, so he quickly gets back inside. Affected by the toxin, the old lady bangs her head through the glasses as the teacher watches her. The teacher then finds a room, locks himself inside, and he puts blockage to the gap beneath the door. Suddenly, the teacher hears his wife's voice. He calls her, but the wife does not hear him back. The teacher follows the sound of giggles and finds a room that looks like a cave. The teacher realizes that the room is connected to the spring house nearby. It is the place that the old lady is talking about. The teacher calls his wife, and the wife finally hears him because of the tube underground that connects the houses. The teacher informs his wife about the old lady's death and instructs her to close the windows and door. After that, the teacher tells his wife that the toxin targeted the old lady, even when she was alone. Because of that, they cannot go outside anymore because it is too dangerous. trying to make themselves feel better. The teacher and his wife talk about their love story. Left with no choice, the teacher goes outside to die with his wife. The teacher, his wife, and the kid meet in the middle of the backyard. The couple already accepts their fate, waiting for themselves to be affected by the toxin. However, minutes pass by in the field, but the couple remains unaffected. 3 months after the outbreak, the couple moves on to their new lives as the new parents of their best friend's daughter. The teacher's wife anxiously waits for the results of her pregnancy test. After that, the teacher's wife excitedly waits for her husband and surprises him that she is pregnant. Meanwhile, an expert shares his insights on the recent happening on live television. The expert thinks that the incident was an act of nature, and it was just the beginning of something catastrophic. The expert adds that humans have become threats to the planet, and the incident was a warning for humans to change their behavior before it is too late. The film ends in a city of another county, where people are starting to experience the same thing that happened at Central Park. This is Daniel's CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.